everybody. Hi everyone. Welcome to this edition of come on. Feisty. This camera thing's being feisty after the update. How are you guys doing today? Welcome. My name is Leslie. I am the founder of GoToKitchens.com and the creator of Kitchenatomy, the 10-step kitchen detox. And today we are in the kitchen, as you can see, and we are going to learn how to actually broil salmon. So we're gonna oven bake it, but we're also going to do it under a broiler today, which a lot of people are so nervous about using their broiler, and I am gonna help you get through those fears. And so we're gonna do it super simple, super easy. Plus we are making a spring sauce today. Awesome, I love it, Gary. We are making a spring sauce today. So I love fish and pasta. Robin and I, hi, good morning, Julie. Hi, it's good to see you guys. Thanks for being here, Louisa, it's good to see you. So I absolutely love when Robin and I travel to Italy. We love Venice, it's one of our favorite cities. And Venice is full of amazing fish and pasta dishes. Now we are not making pasta today, so don't freak out. We're not making pasta today, but we're gonna do a play on the pasta by using some fresh green beans, right? By using some fresh green beans, we're gonna do a play on the pasta today, and we're gonna marry it with the salmon that we're actually going to broil. So, hey, it's good to see you here, Molly. Thanks, everybody. So again, my name is Leslie, website, GoToKitchens.com. Please go check it out. Consider becoming a VIP. It's absolutely free. You get free books, and you get all kinds of, oh, thank you so much, Lori. You get all kinds of great updates, and please go check it out. Thank you. All right, so if you will, share out the broadcast. I see that there are some of you here live on Facebook. Please share this out. You can share it just like you share any other post. We can fill up the room, and you can ask questions live during this broadcast. I will actually see them pop up during the broadcast, and I can answer them right here live. You don't even have to wait for a response. It happens right now. And on Periscope, of course, you know that you can do that. Thank you guys for sharing out. Super excited about this dish today. So right now, let's move the cameras over a little bit. I know I'm talking fast, but I want to get through a lot of information today, so you guys bear with me. Let's see, we can't see that in our iPad camera. Sorry guys, bear with. All right, so here on Facebook, I have a pot of boiling water right here. You can't see it because I can't get my camera to pan down far enough. So thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I have a pan of water right here that I am bringing to a boil. The first step in this is to get that pan of water boiling. There's about 2 cups of water in there. And then over here at my stove, I actually have my broiler preheating on high. And I have moved my rack, which you can't see in the Facebook camera, but I have moved my rack up to the top level. So it is up on the top level of this broiler right now. So that is the first step. Oops, sorry. That is the first step in making this. You guys can see me in the microwave. Hi. Hola. Yes. So those are the first 2 steps that you want to do. Bring this pan of water to a boil because we're actually going to blanch the green beans. And I'm going to show you how to do that, and start your preheat to put your salmon, which is right here, in the broiler, and move your oven rack to the top level. So those are the first things that you want to do for this particular dish. Super, super easy, really super easy to do. So what I have done to prep my salmon, while we're waiting on all that to happen, what I've done to prep my salmon is I have put it on a baking dish, and I have used some aluminum foil, shiny side down, used some aluminum foil, and I've made kind of a baking dish inside a baking dish. So this is just a cookie sheet actually, but I've made a baking dish inside. This allows, if any juices from my salmon start to run off into the pan, they're not going to get stuck in the broiler. They're going to get stuck on the foil and not this. I do not recommend that you use parchment in your broiler. So that is a super important thing to do, is not to use parchment in your broiler. You will probably start a fire. So aluminum foil is best for this task, to keep from baking things onto your pan, right? So yes, So easy. So then you have your salmon. This is these are about 4 to 5 ounce fillets here that I have here. This is actually sockeye salmon, so I'm getting a lot of that astaxanthin that we talked about yesterday in my Periscope. We're getting lots of that. So the next step in that is I'm going to take some olive oil, and I'm just going to give each one just like a line right down the center. I'm going to take a little salt. I'm going to give it a little bit of salt, and I didn't get my pepper out, but I'm going to give it a little bit of pepper. And this is all I'm going to do to this salmon. I know, it's wild caught, of course, wild caught Alaskan salmon. I get it from my fish guy. Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm just going to take my fingers and I'm just going to rub this combination down into my salmon. And we're just going to set it aside and wait for that broiler to preheat. That's all you do to prep your salmon. That's it. I know, I love my fish guy, for sure. That is all you do. Salmon is prepped. It's going to go in the broiler when we get a little bit closer to time. For now, I'm going to set it aside because my oven's super hot and I don't want it to cook sitting on top of my oven, or my stovetop, because it's hot from the broiler, of course. So now my water is boiling, and I'm going to take, this is just a handful of green beans. I've actually stemmed them, right? Nope, not coconut oil. I'm actually using olive oil for this. This is an Italian-inspired dish, so I like the olive oil. So this is what we're going to use. This is actually going to be our pasta for this dish. We're actually going to use a vegetable for a pasta, right? So I have actually just stemmed them. I've just taken the little rough, stemmy parts off, and I've left the pointy end. And those are going to go down into our boiling water for about 2 minutes. While those are cooking, I'm just going to give them a stir, just make sure that they all get underneath there. I need my tongs out. I think my tongs are in my dishwashing sink. Oh my goodness. I was running late. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was totally running late today. Totally running late. So these are going to go in here for about 2 minutes in this boiling water. Super, super fast cook here. They're going to go straight out of that water into a bucket of ice water. So I've already prepped my ice water. I have ice in here, super cold. This is going to stop them from cooking, and we're actually just going to set them aside after we do that because they go into our main dish last. So while those are cooking, I'm going to turn on my big pan, my big skillet. Can you guys see my big skillet here? I'm going to turn that on and start that to preheating. So just a couple of minutes here that these are going to stay in this boiling water. And then we're going to dunk them in some ice water. All right, sorry I missed your questions. I'm going fast today because we have a lot of ground to cover. I will take a minute at the end to actually answer your questions, so yeah. Okay, so those are just still cooking. This is preheating. All right, sorry, I totally missed something. Hi everybody on Facebook, it's good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Yes, all right, Molly answered the question apparently. Molly, what question did you answer? I know you answered it right. Whatever you answered, I know you answered it right. Okay, so these are in just for a couple of minutes. Why the shiny side down? And what did you say, Molly? Why did you say shiny side down? I have a reason. What did you say? I like to hear people's opinions about that. She's typing. I know she is. All right, so these have been in here plenty long enough, and I'm going to pull them out, and they're going to go right from my tongs, right from my water, into the ice water. This is going to stop them from cooking. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, the non-stick side is the dull side, and the shiny side is what would be more likely to stick and actually burn the bottom because of the edges of things, because of the reflection and the heat reflection that you get. So we have now put those down in our ice water. So I have them in my ice water. That stops the cooking immediately, which is exactly what I want it to do. And then I'm going to pull them out, and we're just going to set them aside. We're actually going to reheat them. We're actually going to end up reheating them in our final dish here. All right, let's get those ice cubes out of there. All right, so green beans are ready to be cooked. I just wanted to show you guys that process. That's very important when you're, yeah, these are green beans, that's right. That is very important when you're making a dish like this, that you actually stop the cooking because you want to set them aside. So let's move over to the big pan. We're going to use some more olive oil here. By the way, this recipe will be on my website this afternoon. I don't know what's happening back there, but something weird is happening. Sorry, with my camera. I switched tripods again and I should know better. There we go. Got it. Cool. So the next thing that we're going to do is we have our big skillet preheating. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of oil right in the bottom of this. Now that's going to be nice and hot. We're going to give it a second to heat up. Now then, we're just going to go through and start adding some amazing ingredients. We're going to add some shallots. You guys know that as far as onions are concerned, shallots are my favorite. You could use regular onion. I just like the way shallots taste. And there is 1 clove of garlic actually in this that is minced up as well. You can see that. I just like the taste. There's no health reason. I just like the taste of shallots compared to just regular garden onions. I like spring onions and green onions too, so yeah. So that's going to go in here first. We're going to get a nice sizzle. Going to get a nice sizzle in here. Yummy, yummy. Now then, with this particular dish, and I have just rough chopped these, with this particular dish, you could actually put the garlic in last. If you like a bigger punch of garlic, then use more, 1, or 2, put it in as last before when it's not cooked. That would actually give this a super garlicky, springy, yummy flavor. But for this household, we actually cook our garlic. So this is just going to cook just a few seconds until these shallots actually have a nice brown texture around their edges. And then we'll start adding more ingredients. The next thing that we're going to add, and I have my stove on medium low, right? So these are actually asparagus that I have chopped up. I have just made them in little cylinder, rounds. So I've just taken the long stalk of asparagus. This is about 8 or 9 of them, and I have chopped them up into these little rounds, into these little bite-sized pieces, and super, super great way to cook this. So the asparagus is going to go in next. We're going to continue to stir as we go along. On this plate, I actually have some julienne zucchinis and some julienne red bell peppers, and then just some sliced mushrooms. Now, I don't know about you, but these are 3 of my favorite flavors in just about anything. So good, so good. That whole plate, this is actually 1 bell pepper. There was a small bell pepper. This is 1 bell pepper. This is 1 small zucchini julienne. And then this is about 8 regular just button mushrooms that we're going to use in there. All of that goes right down into the pan. Now these mushrooms and the other vegetables are going to start to reduce, and they're going to create a little bit of liquid in the bottom. I can already tell that they're pretty dry, so I'm going to add some more olive oil in here. You can absolutely, if you're against cooking olive oil on high heat, I understand, and you can absolutely use avocado oil would be great. Coconut oil would be a little sweet for this dish, in my opinion. It would add a flavor that I don't think that I would enjoy. So I would recommend using an avocado oil, something like that. A sunflower oil would probably be fine, but you want to stay away from the sweeter oils. So this is going to cook down here for about 5 minutes. My broiler is still on. To that, we are going to add, I have just rough chopped some tomatoes here. This is actually what's going to start creating like a sauce texture to this. The liquids from the tomatoes are actually going to reduce down and create a kind of a tomatoey, vegetable-y sauce. These are just those little spring Roma tomatoes that I love. They're sweet. They have a great flavor. They're inexpensive as well. You can get them organically very, very easily just about anywhere, and I do do recommend that you buy them organic, because if you eat the peel, it's no deal. So this will go on probably later this afternoon, Gary, by this evening. Yes, all of my videos are on catch.me for sure. So this is 5 Roma tomatoes, just rough chopped. I've just totally, I mean, some places I didn't even go through. This is just totally rough chopped down into that. And they're gonna go in after this is reduced down a little bit. Our mushrooms are gonna start releasing an amazing liquid with the olive oil. So good. All of our flavors in this dish are coming from the vegetables. You notice I have not put any seasoning in. I have not even put in salt and pepper. I have just used the olive oil, and we're using the vegetables to actually create the texture. So sorry, Facebook just pooped out on me. So you guys bear with me just a second. I don't understand why that's happening. I'm going to stop broadcasting there if they can't fix it, though. I can tell you that. So yes, thank you. Yeah, light bulb moments, right? So we're using all the flavors from the veggies to create these amazing, amazing flavors. When you do this, you don't need a lot of spices, because there is no way on this planet that that is going to taste bland. It's going to taste amazing, amazing. So once this gets here, we are actually going to reduce our heat. These are looking pretty good in here. They're just slightly limp, but not overdone. Not like, you know, they're not like, actually still have some pep in them. So we're gonna use, so we're gonna take that time and just cut these down a little bit. I'm turning this down onto a low heat, and that's when our tomatoes go in. So good. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, seriously, that is a gorgeous pot of food right there. Oh my goodness. So we have our heat on low. This is going, you could use this with probably about good portion sizes, probably 4 to 6 salmon fillets, depending on how you portioned it out. You could absolutely serve this to about that many people. This makes a nice helping. I'm actually going to take this and freeze it. I'm actually going to freeze it because I'm going to eat a little with lunch today, and then I'm going to freeze it and use it at a later date, which you can totally do. Because it's not in my meal plan for this week, so I wasn't that creative this week. So now we have this down. We're going to cover it and let it reduce down. This is going to cook for about 10 minutes. And in this total reduction, I'm actually going to turn up my heat just a little bit. So this is on, my oven is on a 3 right now. All right, so let's clean up just a little bit. Move these aside. While that's cooking, remember we still have to cook our salmon. So salmon cooks really quickly. Everybody is so nervous about cooking salmon. People don't buy it because they think, oh, this is going to be difficult, right? And I don't know how to do it, and it looks intimidating. Fish is intimidating. Don't be intimidated. So far, the only thing that I have done to this salmon is cut it off the fillet. This was actually a really long, big fillet. Good for you. Yes. No, this is not local salmon. This is actually seafood. It's from Alaska. So not freshwater. But I have cut it. I have tomato on my finger. I have cut it. I have put some olive oil and some salt and pepper on it. I set it aside while I was prepping this, while I was making this. And now we're going to stick it in the broiler. I have my broiler on high. You can't see it on Facebook, but I have my oven set at the top level, the top rack at the top level. So it's nice and close, right? It is nice and close to the top of the broiler. You're just going to take your salmon just like this, and you're just going to stick it in there. Now this is Robin and I's lunch today. So we're going to stick it in there, and I'm going to set my kitchen timer, my old-fashioned, because I'm old-fashioned. Because I'm old-fashioned that way. I'm going to set my oven timer to 5 minutes. See that? 5 minutes. I know. I've had this since I was in my 20s. That's how old this is. This thing is like 23 years old. It's crazy. Yeah, that's right. So yes, so that is 5 minutes. I know, it's so great, right? I love it. My husband is a clock repairman, so I love that it looks like an alarm clock. Yeah, simple seasonings work great. Absolutely. So we're going to set that for 5 minutes, and that's how long your salmon is going to cook. Now, I ask again, why aren't you cooking salmon? If it's that easy, why are you not cooking salmon like every other night? No, maybe you don't want to eat it every night, but once a week. Seriously, this is a fast meal. I have made this really quickly. We are 22 minutes in. I was about 15 minutes prepping this, right? You say that it's pricey. I understand. Yes, it can be pricey, but it is so good for you. Right? He's not a blender repairman. No joke. I'm going to take my wooden spoon here and just give this a little bit of a stir. You can see that we have tons of liquid down in there. So yummy. The best way to buy salmon is to buy the whole fillet, right? So they come in these long fillets. If you have a local fish guy, you should find one first of all. They come in these long, you can't see it in my camera, they come in long fillets. That is the cheapest way to buy it. I can buy an entire long fillet that will feed us 3 times. It will feed us 3 times for $23. $23. I'm actually using Chantal, their higher end of, they actually are a sponsor. So yes, I know halibut's really expensive. Halibut's crazy expensive. But yeah, this is their higher end. They're actually a sponsor of mine. So I get all my cookware for free, but this is an amazing. If you want to know more about cookware, I actually go in detail about cookware on my new class, Kitchenatomy. I go in detail. So I get in Fort Collins, I get it from Caleb's Catch. He's my local fish guy. And if you want more information, just send me a message and I'll get you his information. Yeah. 5 minutes. We're 5 minutes in. Yes. Yeah, you buy it, right, Gary? You buy it in the long fillets. You cut it up. You put it in the freezer. It lasts time and time again. It's an amazing way to buy it. Gonna get a little bit of smoking. Might set off our smoke detector with the broiler. And I can't turn on my fan. Yes. Yeah. And I can buy that whole fillet for like 25 bucks. If you buy it already cut up and pre-packaged, then yes. How many degrees? This is my broiler on high. This is actually my broiler on high. And I actually take out my oven thermometer when I have my broiler on because I don't want it to bust it. It will bust it. So you have to be careful with that. Yeah. Don't cook in stoneware. If you have, look, if you have something like this, let me just show you. I actually took this out so I could show you. This is one of my favorite ways to cook in my oven is with, this is actually from Pampered Chef, is on stoneware like this. I love cooking in stoneware. It cooks so evenly and so beautifully in an oven, but this cannot go in a broiler. So don't stick this in the broiler. Yeah. Yeah, you can make them on your, yeah. I actually have a giant salt block, a Himalayan pink salt block that I use, that I do that. Yeah, it is, they're kind of, they're stoneware. They're like a clay, I guess. I'm not sure what they're made of, but they're amazing. I love them. They make everything, they give everything this beautiful little crispy edge that you just, it's fabulous. So we got about 1 minute left on that salmon. This is cooking down gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Can you see that? It's going to be so beautiful sitting next to, oh, salmon's done. So, let me grab out my handy dandy. I'm going to actually use an oven mitt for this because it gets pretty hot in there. So, yeah. Oh, you want to be careful. Don't touch the broiler. Look at that. Look how beautifully this cooks. Now, if you want to know if your salmon is done, here's the best way. Take your fork, put it in. If it flakes up, do you see that? See how that's flaking up? Your salmon is done. 5 minutes. There goes the smoke detector. Usually I have this on. Hey, Robin. Hold on, guys. There it goes. Can you come fan that, please? Have your fan on. Have your fan on. It's too loud in my camera, but normally I have my fan on, and when the smoke first comes out, it doesn't do that. So, yes. So that's how you tell if your salmon is done. Super easy way to do that. Just take your little fork. I don't know what I did with my fork. I ran off with it because my smoke detector went off. Thank you, honey. On a cooking show, it's probably something you don't want to happen is your smoke detector to go off.
Run from kitchens.
So you just take it and flake it up. If it flakes up like that, your salmon is done. That's how you tell. But these, I can tell you, are gorgeous. They are so beautiful and they're perfectly, perfectly cooked. So let's plate these babies up and have a look at them. Oh, I'm not quite finished over here yet though. So we are going to put in now our green beans. Those are going to act as our pasta in this dish. We're going to mix all those up just like that. Get all of these super, super yummy flavors in here. So good. Can you see that? Can you see how beautiful this is? Look at this. Now, who doesn't want to eat this? Look at what? Yeah, if you like it rare, you want to go less than that. You want to go like 2 to 3 minutes. Yep. So look at, isn't that beautiful? That is what's going to go in our bowl with our salmon. So good. So good. Woohoo! I know, it's so funny. Hey, that's what you get when you get live TV, right? All right, so we're going to plate it up here. I'm going to take my salmon. I'm going to peel it off of this thing right here. I can tell you that. Take my salmon off of my, there we go. And I'm actually going to put it down in a bowl, just like that. See? I have it down in a pasta bowl. And then I'm going to take some of my yummy, stinking yummy sauce. Put it right beside it. I can tell you that I've traveled all the way to Italy for meals like this before. Put a little bit of my green beans on top. Clean up my bowl a little bit because I splashed. Turn off this heat, turn off that heat, and look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's so gorgeous. So, so beautiful. So yummy. Decadent, right? This is our lunch today. It's actually decadence today for lunch. This is so good for you. Now then, I have just made a beautiful meal, right? But the best part about this is that this is amazing for you. There are vegetables in here that are so good for you. There are, I mean, we have the asparagus, we have the peppers and the tomatoes. The tomatoes have released this amazing amount of lycopene. We have mushrooms, so we're getting all kinds of minerals. We have the green beans, which have been lightly cooked, so the vitamin K is still hanging in there. And the fish is giving you something that is very hard to get in your diet, which is vitamin D. This has a lot of vitamin D in it. It also has an antioxidant in it, which makes it pink, which is called astaxanthin. That astaxanthin is amazing for you. Carlos saying omega-3s, absolutely. You're getting healthy fats, tons of vegetables, and it's filling. This is gonna last me all the way to dinner. All the way to dinner, I am gonna be happy camper with my meal. So there you go, super easy, oven broiled salmon. I was gonna just do a scope oven broiling the salmon and I was like, that's gonna take like 6 minutes. Maybe a 6-minute scope would be good. But I also wanted to show you the spring sauce. If you're a pasta eater, if you eat like gluten-free or just regular pasta, I can tell you that this sauce minus the green beans over pasta is to die for. It is so good. It is so good. Yes, yeah, so you're getting a little bit. Now you're not gonna get your daily allowance in this, but you are gonna get some. You're actually gonna protect your skin from sun damage, which we've been talking about all week when you eat meals like this. So super, super yummy. This is what's for lunch today. This recipe plus tons more recipes are on my website. I will have this one up this evening. GoToKitchens.com. If you're on Facebook, I'll put a link right below. I will even link to the recipe right below here on Facebook. If you're here on Periscope, GoToKitchens.com. Recipes, tons of recipes there, and I will have this up this evening. So There you go. Sprinkle it with some black sesame seeds, right? Or a little bit of Parmesan. Yummy. Our pecorino shaved off on top of this. So good. So good. Absolutely. I'm going to have a bite. So crunchy and yummy. I know I'm using my fingers. Let's use a fork. I don't know what I did with my fork again. Fork. Hello, fork. Anybody see my fork? Oh, I forgot to sprinkle the parsley on it. I knew I was forgetting something. This is just some flat leaf Italian parsley. Boom. Done. Beautiful. Okay, I don't know where my fork is. So, who knows what I did with my fork. So there you go. All right, you guys. Have an amazing weekend. I will be back here next week. Next week, guess what next week is? Nobody's even asked what next week is. Nobody's even asked. Next week is, we are actually doing fermenting next week. Thank you, Harlow. We are fermenting next week. I'm going to teach you what's next week. Thank you, guys. I'm actually going to teach you how to do some basic fermenting. We're going to talk about how to grow a SCOBY. I'm going to teach you actually how to grow your own SCOBY for kombucha. We're going to talk about why you want to be drinking kombucha or eating fermented foods in the first place. And on Flip the Switch on Monday on Parachute TV, I'm actually making live. I'm making sauerkraut. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make sauerkraut on Flip the Switch. So you want to catch that broadcast for sure. It's at Parachute TV 1. Parachute TV 1. You guys stay with me here on Periscope. I'm going to say goodbye here on Facebook. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy. Make yourself some amazing salmon and some fresh spring vegetables. Yummy. All right. See you guys. Bye. Okay, guys. Is there anybody here? Is there anybody here that would like to know anything about my new class, Kitchenatomy? If you've already signed up, you don't have to say yes just to be nice. I'm actually looking for people that have not already signed up and want more information. Is there anybody here that wants to know about my new class, Kitchenatomy, 10-Step Kitchen Detox? Anyone? It's okay if there's not. That means I get to eat lunch faster. Anyone here? No? Okay, awesome. That is absolutely fine. Oh, okay. Luisa's like, no, wait, me. Yes, I want to know. Okay. Hi, Brazil. Hi. So I have a new class coming out. It is called Kitchenatomy. It is a 10-step kitchen detox. It is about taking chemicals and harmful foods out of your kitchen, but it is also about detoxing your mindset about your kitchen, because we think of the kitchen as a workplace. Typically, and especially in this country, and if you're not a total foodie, you think about your kitchen as a workplace. And sometimes we don't want to go to work. And that's okay sometimes if you don't want to go to work. But Kitchenatomy is about forming a relationship with basically your command center. The kitchen is your command center. This is where your healthy journey begins, is right here in a kitchen. And I want to help you change your mind about the way you feel about your kitchen. So yeah, that's right. That's right. So, so absolutely, if you want to know more, it is at Kitchenatomy. Here, I'll bring my sticky note over. I actually made a sticky note. You can screenshot that if you want. Go to kitchens.com/Kitchenatomy. Yeah, and you get in on the ground floor. That's right. Kitchenatomy. Go to kitchens.com/Kitchenatomy. Pre-sale is $99. That ends in 14 days. Pre-sale will be over in 14 days, and the price will go up to $149. If you cannot afford it right now, Kitchenatomy is going to be available out there for you to purchase it whenever you want. You just won't get it for $99, first of all. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Yeah. So you won't get it for $99, and you won't be a charter member. All charter members are coming from that pre-sale. This is a one-time offer for charter members. We will never open up charter memberships again. This is the first time. Yes, you get to keep it forever, and it is totally self-paced. It is not a class. You do not have to attend a class. We don't have schedules where you attend a class. You absolutely can attend, do the classes at your own pace. So, and there is a Facebook support group. You get it forever. If you're a charter member, you get discounts on all future classes, which I can tell you I am already in the midst of writing. This week has actually inspired me to write a class about how to get more vitamin D in your life. because there are so many people that said they were vitamin D deficient. So I want to talk more about that. So I'm going to be writing a cheap, super cheap class. Like it'll be like, you know, like $8 or free or something. But I'm going to write a class about that. And then I was also inspired this week to write another class for the GoToKitchens.academy about not aging gracefully. So not from a vanity standpoint, but aging because you want to live to be like 90 and 100 years old. You know, looking forward, looking that far ahead in your life and preparing your body for that. And it all starts with something like you're going to learn in Kitchenatomy. So yeah, 100 plus, I'm on it. I'm with you, Harlow. I'm with you. Yep. I'm with you on driving the life expectancy up. I want to change statistics. So there it is. GoToKitchens.com/Kitchenatomy. You'll be in on the ground floor there and get discounts on all future classes. And it's yours to keep. If you're not happy, you get a full refund. Class starts on May 16th. And that's kind of, I say it starts, it actually launches. It'll be available to you on May 16th. So that's the first time that anybody will get to see it besides the people that have been working on it with me. So, so yes. So I'm going to go eat lunch. Thank you guys so much. Have an amazing day. And I will see you back here on Monday. We are doing fermenting week next week. Super excited. Basic kombucha, how to grow your own SCOBY, sauerkraut. We're actually going to make a new thing called Rejuvalac, which is, sorry, I have to think about that word. It's not a natural word for me. We're going to talk about that and ways to use it. And we're actually making cashew yogurt next week. So dairy-free yogurt, fermented yogurt coming up next week. So there you go. Go make yourself some salmon. I know, it's exciting. I'll see you guys next week. Love you so much. Have a great weekend. Pray that we do not get the 2 to 4 feet of snow that they're saying that we're going to get. Everybody say a prayer, please, that we do not get the snow that they're saying that we're going to get, because it's going to be crazy town and our stuff is blooming and it'll kill a lot of plants and it'd be terrible for our area. So I know what? Yeah, please say a prayer. So the mountains are cool. That would be great if they got it, but here it would be bad here in the flatlands. So yep, cashew yogurt coming up, fermented cashew yogurt. Love you guys. I'll see you next week. Have an amazing weekend. Bye. Look for this recipe later. GoToKitchens.com.